Hey, it's Ika here. I'm just going to go through my week 1 BSPL game in the classic tier versus Kaori. I was going to live commentate this, but I was a bit nervous, I guess you could call it. We played a best of 3. Spoiler, I actually ended up winning this one. I have previously lost two games, 2 sets in a row that I live recorded. I mean, which were in the open. I got knocked out basically by Blink Boy and Igor. I think I was kind of just in BSPL mode basically, but they did well. I'm not going to go over those games as much, but I just thought obviously you get to see the W's, but you should also know about the L's, and I will probably do every single set in BSPL even if I lose them. Yeah, I just kind of stopped caring about the individual tour because I'm kind of I like the team tours more, I've got to be honest, and when I'm not focused in on this tour, on a tour, then well, I'm gonna lose. That's just how it is. Not that either of those guys played bad, I played terribly, but yeah, my strategy versus Kaori was pretty basic. I knew we were going to play GBU set, which I was super hyped for. I'm always hyped to play GBU. I know he's a good GBU player. Since we played together last season, I actually put him in my GBU slot in case. He's definitely good. But I was going to exploit, my plan was to exploit some of his lack of experience in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and that was what I was going to put in first. Incidentally, if they the side pups have put in can't say, I would have tried to strike to GPU first, and then played Gen 6 or Gen 6 or Gen 7. I think would be both fine for me. I'm fine with playing all tiers. But just with versus Kaori, I thought, okay, he's probably not that familiar with Usum, whereas I have probably easily thousands of games in Usum, so I was like, okay, I have the experience edge. So I bought this Megalopony team. You may have noticed this is Season 15's rank 7, I believe, team. We got standard Megalopony with Ice Punch over, just the complete standard. We got Celesteela with HPI's Flamethrower, Elite Shield, Protect, Lantern, standard Lantern, Naganadel. Well, I say standard Lantern. Lantern is basically on this team, it functions as a Thunderous Coco Check. The sort of Thunderous variant in particular is a Pokemon that really threatens these sorts of builds. So it helps to glue their Volt Switch immunity, and then it can also kind of deal with Tafafini Celesteela cores quite well. Then we have Naganadel. Naga just super good in general. Just standard set, and then we have an interesting Scarftran. I thought this might catch him off guard if he's using he ends up using like a Mega Metagross core or something like that, and then we have fast Gliscor as opposed to slow Gliscor. This will come into play, just 1 point faster than Landra's Fairy form. So this is our matchup. I look at Kaori's team, and basically right here I see Heatran's amazing in this game. I'm worried, Heatran's fucking amazing. He's very got just very weak Pokemon. The only thing that can really Heatran is Gyarados, that can really set up on it. I expect him to be Gyara rather than Gross, because I have both Naganadel, a Gliscor and a Celesteela, and I even have high jump kick from Mega Lopunny, and yeah, it can't switch into Heatran either. So I expect Gara to be his breaker. If this Gara has like Earthquake, it can really do a lot of shit. And then what else was I expecting? I saw his Volk is going to be a threat unless I bring my Heatran is my main check to Volk as well. Assuming he wasn't HP ground, I believe I live a +1 HP ground anyways. But yeah, Volt plus Lele also a very threatening core, given that he has like speed boost in the Breloom, and he has the Cyterene. I was wondering if this was Specs, although it could have been Scarf or Z. So I like Gliscor. The reason I like Gliscor is just in case he brought Breloom. I was like 99% sure he wasn't going to bring Breloom or even bring Hippo, because I have Steeler plus Gliscor, but he could have brought Hippo, because it does well against Tran. It can eat a hit from Naga, and Quake obviously does great against Lopunny. So I was expecting like either a Hippo lead or a Lele lead. I'll be able to live a Scarf, what's it called? Scarf Psychic from Tapu Lele. The only thing that's going to worry is Specs, and with these sorts of teams, like normally the Specs is slower than fast Gliscor. Nearly you want the survivability, otherwise it's just going to like die to like, I don't know, like Greninja moves or Charizard Flare Blitz, or Mega Blaziken Flare Blitz are main ones. So you see leads Lele versus my Gliscor. I use this opportunity to get my Toxic Orb and scout his move choice. I'm pretty sure he's not like Calm Mind, Tapu Lele plus Quiver Dance Volcarona seems a bit of an overkill in this team. Like, yes, Hippo is a good lead into this team, but like, I mean, Hippo is a good lead for allowing Pokemon to set up, but I feel like you probably want the immediate power on Lele with the Specs to break through checks like Heatran so that Volcarona can go in. That's what I assume from this team archetype. So I was like 80% I was like, it's Specs, and then 20% it's Scarf. So I sub here, I realize he's slower, so I look at that and it's like, oh, he's Specs. I'm just going to protect to get Factor 4. And right here, I sub. He sees that I'm basically stalling him out of Psychic Terrain here. And I double sub here, predicting that he's going to switch on this turn and then maybe go back to Tapu Lele later. This allows me to get a Toxic off on the Volcarona. I have Heatran anyways, so I could have gone hard into Heatran here, but I just want to, you know, if he decides to Quiver Dance, then I'm going to be able to sub store him, sub protect stall him, even if he has like bug move. So right here I go into Heatran. As he Quiver Dances, he's got +2 special attack. I'm worried about the HP ground, but given that he's got like Hippo, Gross, and already I've guaranteed shown that this is Specs Lele. I'm pretty sure he's not HP grounders on top of all of that, because he's got Mega Gara, so he's got a lot of stuff that specifically breaks through Heatran. So I just stay in. He goes for Psychium Z. Obviously this works in conjunction with Tapu Lele's Psychic Terrain. Pretty cool tech that I wasn't expecting him to go for Psychium. I thought he might go for like Buginium, was one that I thought might happen. The other one was if he had Firium, then I thought he might just be completely walled or Fire or Glacium. So I just Rock Tomb. I know it's gonna KO. He is bulky Volk, but it's gonna KO with the poison. Then he goes into Gara. I have full health Celesteela here. Dragon Dances. I'm gonna click the seeds, of course. Does he Mega Evolve too early? No, I think that's perfect Mega Evolution timing. Basically right here, I just protect. Oh, a Flamethrower actually. I just want chip on this Gara, I think, is what I was thinking here. If I chip him enough, then between Celesteela Protect, Gliscor Protect, I can beat this, and I have Flash Cannon on my Scarf Heatran, which will clean up Lele. I just want to get as much damage on the Gara as possible. So right here, I click Protect. Just to get some HP back, leftovers. I know I'm going to take a Psychic. Shows that he's Specs. I'm happy with protecting here again. If he goes Gara, I can always click Leech Seed. Right here, I just stay in, I believe. Yeah, and click Flamethrower. I'm fine as long as I get Leech Seed on Gara. That's all I need really. So right here, I'm gonna click Seeds. Do I miss Seeds? No, I land Seeds. I miss Seeds on one of these turns. Right here, he's gonna go to Lele. I don't care. I'm literally just clicking buttons here. This actually puts. I checked this Lele calc right here, and it's obviously bulky Specs Lele. So I was hoping that this would actually be in range of Heatran Earth Power, in which case I would have gone to. I would have probably sacked Celesteela and gone into Heatran and clicked Earth Power. Maybe going to Gliscor was better, but I right now I need Steeler for Gara. Just making sure that he's given me HP back. He's going to go into Gara. That's fine. I'm going to click Leech Seed again. I missed Leech, which is really bad. Right here, I think like me missing Leech is really bad, but Kaori actually throws this game away by clicking Dragon Dance. The reason for this is that I'm going to get all my HP back. I don't care if he DDs again, because I have enough sacks that he's going to just lose too much HP. So I go into my Heatran, I sack Heatran, and I'm going to go back into Steeler and get more HP back. And I basically here, I predict he's going to DD on my Protect. So I just go, nah, I'm going to Flamethrower. The Flamethrower just gives me a bit more chip on him, which guarantees that he loses to the next two Leech Seed spams. Right here, I click Protect, that's fine. And now I just want his Lele to kill me, hopefully. Which he, for some reason, he gets a low roll here, which is really bad for me. Basically, I would have just clicked Earthquake with Gliscor from this range and killed this Gyarados, and I would have been faster than Lele and killed it as well. So now I have to hit a Seed, which I end up doing. And yeah, Protect here, and the game's over. That's why I say GG all the way back here, because I calced the Specs damage. I was like, okay, it's guaranteed that I'm going to win this game. I probably should have clicked Leech here in retrospect, but I was worried about him. I don't know why I didn't click Leech. I should click Leech there in retrospect. But yeah, this game I thought was pretty comfortable. I think I swear I know this team from Kaori. It reminds me of like something Marilli would use. Like, I don't know, Marilli basically it's probably like a snow party team or something. It seems like something Marilli would use. But yeah, really, like I kind of like was in a pretty comfortable position that game, although the game itself was close. Like my three like covered Hippo, Gross, and Brillium I felt pretty well. Obviously he had chances to outplay the main threat was Gara in this particular matchup. He probably had Quake on his Gara. If I was to guess. Because if he'd had Taunt, he would have used it. Yeah, maybe Waterfall, Ice Fang, Quake is like pretty common. So anyways, I go into Gen 5. I'll show my GBU team first. GBU singers. I got loads of teams on here. Like, I'm not even using most of them. Like, GBU, I actually built this. I built this team based off an idea that I got from a blog, which was this sub disable Kingdra. Really cool tech. This thing can sub on stuff like Suicune, can sub on Ferrothorn, and disable their like most damaging moves. So if you're like and then start pumping off scores. So like this is designed to like, it baits in stuff like Ferrothorn, or you're going for Bullet Seed. Well, here's the disable. You got the sub on the seeds, and then you can start spamming Scald. Scald still does a respectable amount of damage, even though this is not max special attack because of the rain. And then we have Politoed. I've got Kostap Berry Politoed with Kostap Endeavor. I actually with like Scald, Ice Beam, Perichong, Endeavor. Perichong is there to stop Suicune getting to +6 and stuff like that. I can just click Perichong and phase it out. Thunderous, Rocky Helmet. The reason Rocky Helmet Thunderous is it Banded Dragonite's extreme speed, can 2-hit KO normal Thunderous. Dragons are actually a big issue for this team, even though it seems to have Kingdra. Still banded extreme speed. Kingdra obviously hates it because a multi-scale will allow you to live and attack always. So what you can do is use this Thunderous to bait banded extreme speed, outrages and stuff like that. Break slashes, break multi-scale, and then you can follow up with the HP Ice. So this is like for Scarf Chomp, Banded Dragonite, or DD Knight. Garchomp standard Stealth Rock, has SD for offensive pressure versus like dragon heavy teams. I can click Outrage. Then we have SD Steel Gem. This is all pretty standard. Spread, no fighting move. The aerial ace here is for Conqueror. It's my main Conqueror break if I'm not clicking like super strong pumps and shit like that. Cress here, Cress is designed to take on opposing Suicune, and also a check to stuff like Conqueror. HP fighting here, like sometimes if I'm in a rain sand war, I can use HP fighting to get decent chip on Tyranitar. If I've got a Calm Mind boost, I mean. So yeah, there's the team. I'm not sure about the Crest set. I was thinking about HP 5 before this, but I decided on HP fighting. Looking at the matchup anyways, I really like Kaori's team. Super similar to what a team that I'd bring. One of my favorite teams is basically these 4 Pokemon: Sizzle, Mamo, Suicune, Conqueror, but I have a Thunderous Fairy in form over Incarnate, and I think the last is, I can't even remember what the last is. Like some really fucking cool Pokemon, no doubt. Let's look down my this is it, Latios. This team, his team reminds me super of this team, which I love this team. So looking at the matchup, I decide, because it's not, I've played, as I said, I played this team that of mine in practice. So like looking at the teams, they were pretty similar. So last time versus that team, I'd bring Rain. In my scrims with this team that I'm playing with now, I went 7-0. So, but obviously I didn't play GB players of maybe Kaori's caliber. So I was still worried about this game, but I was like feeling pretty confident that my techs would come into handy during this game. So here I lead Politoed versus Cresselia. I go for just a Scold. I want to see what he does. If he's Calm Mind, I'll have to start Parashonging. So see his Psychic doesn't do much. One thing I noticed like this turn is that obviously I'm Kostat Berry. So 3 Psychics from this Cresselia will put me into Kostat, which is what I'm already starting that plan right here. So I let him get another Psychic off. I'm going to let him get a 3rd Psychic off here. He actually goes into Thunderous, which is really like, really quite dangerous here. So I know he's going to go for an electric attack probably. Either that or he does. I thought he was going to go for a T-Bolt there, which is why I switched into my own Crest. My only goal with the Crest is pretty much to force this Thunderous out. But yeah, he goes into Crest. I'm going to go into Politoed. He clicks T-Wave. I thought he might click T-Wave on my Crest because he clicked it on my Politoed. It kind of like indicates to me that his Thunder is probably some hacks bullshit, which it ends up being swag and nasty plot. But yeah, right here, I want to basically trade here. So I literally let him KO. I literally let him port me into Kostat by range, and I switch out. I know that I'm going to get paralyzed on Cresselia, but what I'm hoping is that basically that he Lunar Dances here, goes into his Thunderous, and he's going to get fucked up by this Endeavor. Unfortunately, I don't break through, which is sad, but he decides to get greedy, which super helps me. This will put him in range of Scold or anything from Kingdra. I decided to go Cresselia to be a bit safer. I think I can still beat Conqueror with a weakened Cresselia or with my Kingdra. I know that one of these turns I'm going to break through, even though he's got the obnoxious swagger. I was hoping that I just broke through this turn and that I could go straight into I could start doing shit with Kingdra, but that doesn't happen. Basically, look, I get swaggered. I'm gonna click Scold as he swaggers. I don't want him to be like T-Wave or something as well, swagger, so I'm not gonna like risk subbing and shit like that. Right here, I click sub. I was thinking I'm gonna scout his set. At this point, I know that as long as he's not Calm Mind, then I have a decent chance of winning. Normally, my Cresselia would have beaten his Calm Mind Suicune, but obviously I got Swagger hacked down, which is what Thunderous is supposed to do. Right here, he shows that he's Assault Vest. I'm going to disable his Mirror Coat, so he can't just like counter me down. I'm going to sub again. Seeing as I see his Ice Beams roll to break sub, I'm going to sub. And then hopefully just try and get a burn, really. So yeah, sub, disable, pump, and thingy. The sub really important here. Basically, he doesn't want to use Ice Beam again, because if it didn't break the sub, like If it doesn't break the sub, then he's going to get disabled. Fortunately, he doesn't burn me here. It is a risk that I have to take. But yeah, I should be able to win this game now. He can't Ice Beam. Scold, and he finally get the burn on like what's it, third Scold. I go for pump here. I don't need to go for pump, but he goes for sheer cold. He knows he's lost, and that's GG. Yeah, imagine this is, but yeah, pretty much a very close game. Obviously, like, this set happens to like do well versus that particular Suicune. I was just thinking that Scald looked pretty good against his team, to be honest. So like, I didn't actually think about it at the time, but AV Suicune does make sense on this sort of archetype. Like, my team has a Latios as well, so he's slightly better against Specs water moves than his team that has a Cress over the Latios. So, but yeah, I thought that'd be an interesting just review. GG's to Kaori, really great player. I'm sure he'll be winning many more games in the future. Just got a bit lucky this time, I guess. And peace. I'll record next week as well when it happens.